Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Season 1 of Shenmue, the anime, has finally come to a close. So today I'm going to be talking about the differences between Shenmue, the video game, and Shenmue, the anime series. So I'm a huge fan of the Shenmue video game series. Now granted, I am not an OG. I've never played the original that came out on the Dreamcast, but I was lucky enough to play the game when it finally got remastered to the PS4. And let me tell you, I absolutely love the video game series. It's just so good, and it does give me a sense of nostalgia. Like, even though I never played the original on the Dreamcast, I just feel that nostalgia of like older games, and that's what, you know, is the charm for it. And overall, I just love the game so much. So far I've only played the first and second game, which is the entire season 1 of Shenmue the anime, and I'm assuming they're probably going to do season 2 revolving around the third game, which I am going to not watch it, you know, depending on like when it comes out, because if they plan on coming out with season 2 like next year, I probably won't watch it because I want to experience the video game, experience the third Shenmue game first myself. But yeah, so enough about that. I'm going to be talking about the differences between the video game series and the anime series, and just, you know, do my little comparison, give you guys my opinions and everything about that. So let's hop into it. So the major differences between the two that I really liked is that they changed around certain scenes. So for example, when Ryo and Nozomi were, you know how in the video game, Ryo needed to like find more information about, you know, I think like Lan Di, and, you know, I think in the video game, he went to like a restaurant, and this one guy said to like go fight Chinese people or something like that. But in the anime, they completely switched it up, where Ryo and Nozomi is like going out to lunch, and then they end up in the restaurant, you know, talking, and then the guy overhears them and said, oh, you know, you need to find like Chinese people, you need to go here and that. So I kind of like that bit of like flowness is what I'm trying to say. I really like how, you know, they changed the scenes where it kind of like flows better in the anime versus the video game series. Another major difference I really like is when Ryo goes to save Nozomi from the Mad Angel. So in the video game series, for example, you know, of course, Ryo has to go to the warehouse where the Mad Angels are to go save her, but he doesn't have his own ride. So what he does is he pretty much steals well, not really steals, because his neighbor knows, but he pretty much takes his neighbor's motorcycle. It's like so random too, that's why it's funny. But it's so random how he like takes his neighbor's motorcycle to go you know, save Nozomi. But in the anime series, he actually takes the Mad Angel's motorcycle, and I honestly really like that. I kind of feel like that makes a bit more sense, and the flows a bit better for him to steal the Mad Angel's motorcycle when they're coming after him. And he's like, let me take this. I'm gonna push you off. Let me take this to go save Nozomi, versus, you know, randomly going up to his neighbors and say, hey, I'm going to take your motorcycle, peace. So yeah, that's another difference I really like between the video game series and the anime. And then again, speaking about Ryo and Nozomi, Ryo saving Nozomi, I also like how in the anime, instead of Ryo actually saving Nozomi from the Mad Angels, their friends just get together and they save her. And I really like that, because I just do not like damsel in distress plot lines. Like, some of you might, but I'm one of the ones that really do not like the whole damsel in distress. I do not vibe with, you know, a man having to save the woman. I just do not vibe with that. So I really did like and appreciate how in the anime they changed it to just their friends, you know, getting together to go save her, and then Rio and Gui Zhang, I think that's what his name is. I could be wrong. I'm terrible at remembering names. But they, you know, deal with the Mad Angels. Another major difference I like is when Rio, how, you know, in the video game series, Rio tries to sneak into the warehouse to talk to that one old man, and who is Gui Zhang's you know, father. So, you know, he sneaks into the warehouse to, you know, talk to them. I like how in the anime, instead of him sneaking in, they pretty much just kidnapped. Like, I just thought that's so funny how they legit just kidnapped him and took him to the warehouse, and boom bam, there's, you know, the old man that you gotta talk to. So I honestly really like that. Because once again, it kind of like flows a bit more, and it's also funny. And in the video game series, when I had to sneak into the warehouse, I was literally just about to rage quit. Like, I had to redo that scene like so many times, and I really was just on the verge of giving up until I was like, let me do this one last time, and I was able to get through it. So, but it was mostly because clunky controls and camera angles and all that. Just that's a topic for another day. Last but not least, of the major differences that I like between the two is that in the last episode, when Rio goes to, you know, when he meets SHENMUE, and, you know, SHENMUE jumps into like the river to save the goat, and, you know, Rio jumps in after her to save both her and the goat. I really like how in the anime they time skip to them ending up at the house, because once again, that part, and it's funny because I have a love-hate relationship with that part in at the end of the game, of the second game. But in the video game, when you have to take that trip with SHENMUE back to her village, it's like, it's so tedious and so frustrating. But I also really like it because Rio and SHENMUE bonds, and I don't know, I just really like that bonding experience and getting to see like the beautiful surrounding area of the village, and just all that makes me feel good, and it's just like feels so wholesome just seeing them two like getting to know each other and bonding. But I also like how in the anime they pretty much just skipped all that and just skipped to them ending up at the village, because it's like, I do not want to go through all that again with that trip. So yeah, I really appreciate it. So next I'm going to be talking about the characters that I liked in the anime. So there's a lot of you know, main characters and, you know, like special characters in the anime from the video game that I really like. But the ones that, you know, stand out to me the most, that, you know, I just really love from the video game is of course Ryu. I think that they did a good job of, you know, bring it to life like Rio's like personality, you know, just like his character traits, just, you know, how he talks, how he acts. Just bottom line, I really like how they did with Rio. I think the voice actor did a good job of, you know, bringing Rio to life. I also really like what they did with Nozomi. I think that she was pretty much true to her character in the video game series. I also really like Joy, because Joy is like one of my favorites too from the video game series. So when I saw that she was brought to life, and, you know, she still had that same, you know, personality that I love, I was just like so happy to see Joy just come to life and just being that really cool boss chick like she is in the video game series. And I also really like Fang Mei and Wong. But the thing that I noticed is that in the anime series, it seems like they made Fang Mei and Wong a bit older appearance wise, kind of like character wise too, because I don't know if it's just me, but when I played the video game series, Wong and Fang Mei seemed a lot younger than in the than in the anime. And I even remember when Fang Mei kind of had like this little crush on Ryu, And I was like, okay, girl, Real's like much older than you. Like, you're literally a little girl. So remember to stay in your place, because Real is like much older than you. Like, he may be with like 17 or 18, but he's still like much older than you. But in the anime, she looked a lot older than in the video game, and the same thing for Wong. Just overall, both of them. And I don't know if they, did that on purpose to make them seem a lot older than they are, or if in the video game they're supposed to be a lot older than they are, but just because of how technology and graphics was back then, they just seemed like a lot younger. But I don't know, just let me know down below what you thought about their appearances. But either way, I really liked them. They were also true to their character. I just overall I love them in the video game, and I love them in the anime. So for the characters that I don't know if I should say dislike, but I just didn't really vibe with that much. But I guess you could say dislike. I mean, we might as well just be open. So the characters that the characters that I disliked in the anime is number 1, Ren. So this is mostly just the voice actor. This has nothing to do with Ren as himself, because I do feel like Ren was true to himself as he was in the video game. So I really do like that they kept Ren true to his character as he is in the video game series, with his personality, his looks and everything. But what I just really didn't like was the voice actor. Now granted, I know that by now the voice actors are much older. Some of them might have passed away. I'm not sure. I didn't do any digging. But I just want you guys to know that I know that the Shenmue video game series is a really old series. So granted, of course, most of the voice actors are either like not available, or they're just too old to come back and play the parts again. But I was just really hoping that the English voice actor for Ren would try to attempt to replicate his voice, because if any of you have played the video game series, you will know that Ren has a pretty distinct voice. I feel like if your back is turned and you heard Ren's voice, you would know it's him right away, because Ren has just this special distinct voice to him that I feel like you will be able to recognize him even if you're not like looking at him. So I was really hoping that this new voice actor for Ren in the anime will replicate his voice, like even if it's not perfect, at least a bit, try to replicate his voice a bit. But they didn't. This person didn't replicate his voice in the video game at all. And let me say, I'm talking about the English one, because I played the Shenmue games in English. So I know, some of you might be all like, are you talking about the English, or are you talking about the Japanese voice actors? No, I should have said this too. First too, I just remember. But I'm talking about the English voice actor in the video game. I played the Shenmue games with English voice actor turned on. So I'm talking about English voice acting in the video game versus English voice acting in the anime. So yeah, he did not replicate Ren's voice at all, not even just a little bit. To me, I feel like the English voice acting in the anime for Ren made him sound like a typical boy. Like, I don't know how to explain. He just sounded like a typical too cool for school playboy type of thing. Like, I just really didn't like it. I just really liked the voice acting in the video game for Ren. He just sounded, I don't know, he just sounded like different. He just had some charm to him. So I really didn't like the voice acting at all. And yeah, that's basically it. So the next character that I was disappointed about in the anime series is Mark. And I was really disappointed, because he's another favorite of mine from the video game. Because in the video game, Mark, like when you have to work at the warehouse and make money, Mark was like super helpful. He was super nice. He made me me as a player warm up to him really quickly, and I just grew attached to Mark even though we didn't like see him for that long, know him for that long. So in the anime series, when they had Mark a bit standoffish, when he had to like help Rio, he acted like he didn't want to help Rio. I really didn't like that. I felt like that was not true to his character at all, and I don't know why. Maybe they changed Mark's personality, his character a bit to make it flow better in the anime, but I just really did not like how they did that at all. Like, this is like the first difference between a video game and an anime series that I just did not like. I just felt like there was no need to change Mark's character to be standoffish, to be like, I don't want to help you, so I'm gonna go over here and you do your thing. Like, I just did not like that whole tsundere type of issue, and this is coming from a person who loves tsunderes. Like, I love those type of characters so much, but with Mark, it just didn't fit him. It wasn't true to his character in the video game series, so I was just not for it. So the next character I'm going to be talking about is Yuan, and disclaimer, I'm going to be talking about, because this is, I feel like, a pretty controversial topic, so naturally you know, this is like a pretty, you know, sticky topic, but I do want to talk about it because I just recently like learned, you know, something about Yuan. So in the video game series, at least for the English version, they made Yuan a female, and I thought that this was how Yuan was in the Japanese version too. I didn't even know like there were different versions. I thought every version was just all the same, but the voice actor was different. But either way, in the English version, for, you know, the American version of Shenmue, they made Yuan a female. And I really liked Yuan as a female. I felt like she had a lot more personality. I really liked how villainous she was. Like, I really liked the villain part of her. I just felt like she had a lot more personality. She was more exciting to actually go up against, to fight against, to run away from. So in the anime, when I saw that Yuan was a guy, I was confused, and I was wondering why they changed Yuan from a female to a male. But then I looked it up, and apparently in the original Japanese version of the video game, Yuan was always a male. But the reason why they changed Yuan from a male to a female in the American version is because they wasn't sure how the Western audiences would take to Yuan being a flamboyant, pretty much gay character. So that's why they changed Yuan. And I can't speak for every American, especially from back then, but I don't know, like, I don't know like how to like say this without seeming, I don't know, but I just kind of prefer Yuan as a female, and I'm not trying to be transphobic or like hating cross-dressers because I'm trans myself. Like, if any of you know me personality, if you like you know, follow me like outside of YouTube, then you will know that I'm trans, and I highly advocate for, you know, trans lives and all of that. But like I said, I prefer Yuan as a female because I feel like she just has more personality. She's more exciting as a villain. But in the anime, he doesn't really seem that exciting. He doesn't really seem like, I can't really take him too seriously as a villain. And then another thing is, online they called him a transvestite. I think that's how you say it, but they called him a transvestite, which that is a hugely outdated term, and it's also a pretty offensive term anyways. So for you know, this modern age, you know, cross-dressing is a pretty preferred term for people like Yuan. But either way, I don't know, I just really do not like him as a stereotypical gay guy. And I know that flamboyant gay guys do exist, but I'm pretty sure most of them don't want to be having that stereotype on them. And of course, you know, I can't speak on behalf of, you know, cis gay males or whatever, but I'm pretty sure like some of them don't want to be looked at as a walking stereotype, and they want, you know, any character that is, you know, gay to have like layers to them, depth to them. They don't want their whole personality to be, you know, just them being gay. And I feel like that's the case with Yuan. Like, I feel like Yuan just seems like a walking stereotype of a gay male. He, like, it seems like his entire personality is just him being a flamboyant gay male. He doesn't really seem like he has layers to him like Yuan does in the video game series. And like, for example, with Eric in Sex Education, if any of you if any of you have seen Sex Education and you know the character Eric very well, he is, you know, a gay character. He's an openly gay character, but the difference is that he's not a walking stereotype. He does like to wear makeup, and he likes to dress, you know, he likes to you know, dress in drag. He likes to wear like sparkly, colorful things, but he has layers to him. He has depth to him. There is more to his personality and more to his character and his background than just being gay. And that's why I really, really like what they did with Eric in, you know, that Netflix TV show. So I do not feel like that's the case with Yuan in the anime series. Sorry to say, some of you might disagree. Some of you might, you know, think I'm being like transphobic or phobic to like gay people, but I just see gay people as more than just their sexuality. Just like with me being trans, I want people to see me more than just that trans guy, than just that transgender person. I want you to see that I do have depths and layers to me. I do have this personality that doesn't revolve around me being trans, but I'm this way, I'm that way, I'm, you know, everything. You know, all of the above. So that's pretty much just my whole gist on the whole Yuan situation. So last but not least, I'm gonna talk about Tom. So this isn't really a dislike towards Tom in the anime series versus the video game series. This is just confusion. This is just overall confusion, because I don't know what they're trying to go for with Tom, because in the video game series they're making Tom to be this and not just mostly just appearance wise, but personality wise and appearance wise. In the video game series, Tom looks like a typical Japanese man who is trying to be an American. Like, he legit talks a certain way. He has dreads, which is a, you know, black you know, culture type of thing, hairstyle. And I did look up, you know, Tom's background online when I was playing the video game series, and I did learn that Tom, I can't remember if they said that Tom lived in America and then he came back to Japan or anything like that, but bottom line is that in the video game series, they make Tom seem to be like this typical typical Japanese guy who loves America and wants to like dress up as an American and act like American because maybe he lived in America. I don't know. But in the anime series, they completely darkened his tone, which he did not look black at all. Like, I feel like they darkened his tone to make him look black, like a black American, but his tone does not match Mark's. Like, if you see how Mark's skin tone in the anime looks like versus Tom's skin tone in the anime look like, they do not look like each other at all. Like, with Mark, you could tell he's a black guy. In the anime series, like, you look at Mark and you're like, yep, that's a black guy, that's a black American. But in the anime series, when you look at Tom, at least to me, when I look at Tom, I'm like, this does not look like a black guy. This does not look like a black American. This still looks like a Japanese guy that blackwashed. This literally looks like a Japanese guy that just darkened his skin tone to look more like a black American. Like, I just, and this is another controversial topic, but I feel like it's needed to say, and maybe I'm getting all this wrong, but I'm just going off for what I'm perceiving, what I'm seeing. But I don't know. I just, in the video game series and in the anime series, I just do not like, and I do not understand where they're going with Tom. It just seems confusing, and I feel like even they don't know where they're going for. I kind of feel like in the anime series they darkened his tone, because they darkened his skin tone, because maybe they're like, oh, we don't want Tom to seem like he's trying to be American. We don't want him to seem like he's dressing up and as an American and acting like as American to like make fun of Americans. So let's go ahead and darken his skin tone so he seems a bit more black. But like I said, he does not look black at all. He just looks like, he still looks like a Japanese guy with his skin darkened. And some of you might disagree, but coming from a black American myself, I just do not like how they did with Tom. I felt like they were better off not darkening his skin and just keeping him as he was. And I don't know. Like, this is a lot, and this could be like a separate video on its own, but I don't know. Just let me know. Just let me know down below if you played the video game series and you watched the anime, and just tell me how you feel about what they did with Tom in the video game series, what they did with Tom in the anime series, how they compare and everything. If you feel the same way about me, how you're confused about how they're trying to perceive Tom, and how they're in the anime series they're trying to make Tom seem like a black American, but he obviously still looks like a Japanese guy that darkened his skin tone to look like a black American. Just let me know. So my overall thoughts of the anime series compared to the video game series is that I love it. So despite, the characters that I did not like and vibe with, there wasn't really many differences as far as the plot that I didn't care for. I mean, there are like a couple things they did with the plot lines and the anime that were kind of like, this was not in the video game. I wonder, well, they probably changed it to like make it flow better, but I don't really need to talk about those. But overall, I really like the anime series, and I can't wait to watch the second season when they cover the third game when that comes out. But I really am happy that I played the video game series and then watched the anime, because I feel like if I would have just watched the anime first and then played the video game series, I probably wouldn't have a good time, because there's a lot of tedious things in the video game series that they either completely took out in the anime series, or they just changed it in a way to make the plot flow better. So I really do believe that I probably just wouldn't have enjoyed the video game series anymore. I would have been constantly just comparing the video game series and the anime series. So this is a just a little suggestion for any of you that probably has never played the video game series, and then maybe you're wondering if you should watch the anime. I do highly suggest that you play the video game series first and then watch the anime, because I feel like that might help you to enjoy the overall plot of Shenmue, and you might not see things as tedious or frustrating. You might just enjoy, the video game series more, and then, watch the anime and you're like, oh, this is cool, like I did. But yeah, that's just a little suggestion. Overall, I really like the anime. There's not much but yeah, overall, I really like the anime series. There's not much for me to say else about, the anime series. I hope like everything that I said made sense, because I really did, try my best to like keep like my thoughts and what I want to talk about, like flowing and, you know, like put together. So but yeah, I just really like the anime series. I think they did a really good job on, you know, the environment, you know, just everybody's character, well, most people's character, the plots too. Like I said, there were like major differences in the plot that I really like compared to the anime, and it just made it, I mean, the video game made it flow better. But yeah, just let me know down below, you know, overall, just what you think about, you know, if you have played the video game series and you watched the anime, just let me know what you thought about both things, or, you know, if you plan on playing the video game series, or if you're not sure if you should play the video game series, please play the video game series. I swear to you, it's a really good video game series. I just love it so much. The voice acting, especially, you know, the English voice acting, because I play with English voice acting, it is a bit funny and it is a bit awkward, but that's the charm of it. That's the charm of, you know, retro old video games. So yeah, so without further ado, I'm gonna head off and edit this video. So yeah, and let me know if you originally played the Shenmue games on the Dreamcast and how that went. But yeah, so like this video if you like it, subscribe for more content like this. Share this video. You know, post your comments down below. Anything relating to Shenmue, I'll definitely read and reply. And yeah, so all my social media links will be down below. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you know, all that good stuff. Just follow me if you want to see me outside of this space. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in my next video.